we get infinite return. Infinite. Infinite means I have zero money, zero of my own money. Own, O-W-N, own. That's why it's called infinite return. Infinite return means the money is for nothing. Why? Because it did not come from you, from your own pocket. 10,000 of the net income flows into your bank, flows into your own pocket, and nothing comes out. The renters cover all the expenses, and I get to receive all the income, the net income, 100%. So infinity is there is no real number larger than infinity. You would ask me, hey, Ria, is 1 million bigger than infinity? Is 1 trillion bigger than infinity? No real number larger than infinity. Infinity is way bigger. There is no real number larger than infinity. Another example of infinite return. When you take, so the example of another infinite return, okay? When you take equity loan from another property you have, that is one example of infinite return. And why do I have this book? Why? Because I've done a lot of this infinite return. In my book, Apartment Prescription, I talk about the 50 apartment units. And if you read my book, go, and if you do not have it, then go get one. If you read my book, it's all the way closer to the end, where I shared with you my 50 units and how I bought this 50 units. So how I bought it is I was taking the equity, an equity loan, it's called a line of credit, from another property of mine. And that's why how I was buying from one property to another. And so when I use the equity to purchase another property, that gives me infinite return. Infinite means there is no real number larger than infinity. So isn't that awesome? This is one great lesson that I can share with you. Second, so grab my book, Apartment Prescription. Second, no money down investment. This is again an example of infinite return. No money down. They do exist. So for example, you borrow money, 80% from the bank. The 20% now could be coming from your family, your rich uncles, your rich mom and dad, your rich aunts, your rich grandparents. You can borrow from them. But when you borrow, you make sure that you have to pay them. So why? Because then you could continue to borrow, right? You have to pay them at some point in time. 20% is coming from the hard money lenders. They are called, I call them sharks, because why? Their interest is very high. And 20% could be coming from the sellers. It's called owner's financing. So now, none of the money is coming from you. That 20% is coming from your family, from hard money lenders or sellers. So that's the no money down investment. Now, more exercises on this return of investment. Why am I stressing this? Because I want you to make more money when you go invest into a property or when you go invest into any other forms of investment. Because why? The principle is the same. There's a thing called COC, or cash and cash return,